Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the hair down version of the Gunners Gone Wild podcast. This is to celebrate Guendouzi's move to Lazio. So Sammy and I have our hair down to make it look like we are Guendouzi worshippers. Ari and Gabe are just kind of chilling.
Yo, fuck that little French fuck.
Short hair gang. But all right. What's up, lads? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week going since we drew 2-2 to Fulham? Has everyone recovered? Has everyone coped well?
Mental stability is up.
Mental stability is still the same.
Okay.
I'm right there with you.
Right.
Still the same.
So we have two people still at the same. Ari's feeling a little positive. I don't really know how to feel. I felt like we were honestly lucky to get a point out of that game anyway, so I guess it's good. I guess it's high. But a lot has happened since this Sunday. Help me out. Sunday. Okay. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first thing that I think we need to talk about is Arsenal returning to the Champions League. Our draw was today, pulling PSV Eindhoven, RC Lens, and Sevilla, I guess the English way would say, Sevilla. Lads, how you feeling about that pool? How you feeling about that group draw?
I like that we're not with Bayern.
Yeah,
yes,
same.
Agreed.
I think that'd be really traumatic to start off.
That would be really traumatic to start off. I agree.
No Bayern, no Barcelona in their prime.
It's alright. I'm not worried about Barcelona.
Yeah,
anymore.
Barcelona.
Yeah,
Already
not anymore.
washed.
Not anymore. But
They
not
are-
Barcelona, we face them every single time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, a little trivia about Barcelona. Lewandowski is already upset with Barca. So I don't know what's going on over there,
Where's he
but
gonna go?
apparently he's not forcing a transfer, but he just says he doesn't like how they play, and how he feels very isolated up top, which he's not wrong.
Arsenal.
But I mean, yeah, come to Arsenal.
Come to Arsenal. We'll take care of you.
We're famous for taking BVB strikers, so come on through. But yeah, how you guys feeling? You guys think it's gonna be an easy group? Do you think we shouldn't underestimate them? Like, what's going on? All right, what do you guys feel? Let's start with Ari. How do you feel about it?
So Sevilla is currently at the bottom of their table with 3 losses.
Wow.
So I think if they remain in that form, we should do well against them. PSV's not bad. I think we played them in Europa last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we beat them in one leg and then either drew or lost to them in the second leg.
I believe it was
not
I believe it was a draw because we moved on
Yeah.
from them, so I do believe it was a draw.
Yeah. So they're not a bad side. I think they'll be good competitors. And then Lens lost their best striker, so hopefully that helps us. But in my opinion, I think that we probably got the easiest group of the draw. So
Yeah, for sure. Sammy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we should really honestly top this table. Obviously, Sevilla away is always a challenge, even though they don't have Sampoli as coach anymore. They're still an okay La Liga side. I've watched a couple of their matches. I mean, they play horribly without him, but new coach, but we'll see. And Lens and PSV. I'm more worried about PSV because they are actually really good in the Dutch division. But I think we can still top the group, and hopefully we don't get anything too crazy in the round of 16 after that. But we really need the depth coming up for all these games.
Yeah, that's what I was actually about to ask you, Sammy, was who you thought was going to be the most challenging team, and you're going with PSV over Sevilla? Yeah. I actually second that. I do agree. But yeah, good. All right, Gabe, how you feeling?
I agree. I think PSV is going to be the harder team that we're going to play against in that group because let's be honest, Sevilla is playing for another Europa League title. So I think we definitely did get the best group. I think the next closest would probably be, let me see,
Barca's
Atletico's group as well.
Oh,
Feyenoord, Atletico, Lazio, and Celtic.
yeah.
Yeah, the crazy group though is Group F. We've got PSG, Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle.
That's going to
I'm
be a
just
fun group to
glad-
watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Every match is going to be a banger of a match, but I think we top out in our group. I think PSV will actually come in second in our group, Sevilla third, and Lens fourth.
Now, do you think topping out of our group? Do you think that's a must? Like, do you think that is something that we need to do in order to make a statement, or do you think that it's going to be same old Arsenal and we might skate by on second like we did the past couple years when we were in the Champions League, like the 16 and 17 year?
Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty comfortable with us. And I think some teams are going to be surprised. People are going to be surprised that they're going to expect the same old Arsenal. But we have the depth, both keeper wise and team wise, now that we can put out a strong side, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League as well. So I think we're going to be fine doing that. Um, yeah, so I'm not going to say we're going to win every single match that we play in our group, but I think we should win handily.
Yeah, and we could. You never know.
I personally feel like we're not going to put out our strongest side with us competing in the league as well. So we'll probably play rotational players, and that'll make like I don't think it's a must that we need to be top of the table, but as long as we get through, with the depth that we have, I think that'll be good enough. I think Arteta will play. I think he'll rotate a lot because we do have Emil unused so far this year. Like there are
There's
plenty of
talk of him
players.
transferring.
Like Gabriel hasn't gotten minutes really yet, so like there are plenty of players who like need minutes and are gonna get minutes. So I think we'll rotate heavily, and I don't think it's necessary that we finish top of the table.
Yeah, and I think that's why we saw the Reece extension come into play too, was to help us through the UCL. I rate Reece as a baller super heavily, so I'm happy that he signed. I low-key kind of want to get one of his jerseys, but I have so many names. I have so many names that I need to get for this year. Odegaard going on that home kit though, but getting back on topic, yeah, I definitely think we do top the group. I think it's going to be comfortable. I think, like I said, we might see a draw to PSV. Sevilla, just the way they are, we 6-1 to them before. We could probably 6-1 them again, or 6-0 maybe. I think it was a 6-1, but either or, we scored 6 against them. I think we could do it again. I think it really is just going to come down to a lot of the fitness of our squad, to be honest. That's why I kind of wish we didn't sell Ballo, just because I would have loved to see Ballo get a run in on during the Prem when we were in the UCL, focusing on the UCL, or vice versa in the UCL while we were the other names like Gabby Jesus were playing in the Prem, etc. But again, I think this just shows that Arteta's putting his faith into Eddie. And I think that's actually really bolstering Eddie's confidence. We're seeing he's very clinical in front of goal right now. Let's hope that keeps up. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. I'm so happy that we're going into the UCL with an anthem. I think like a little known fact about me is like I was always kind of jealous of Liverpool and like Madrid whenever they had like their anthems, and whenever they scored their goal they have like certain chants. Like I always wanted Arsenal to have an identity like that, and ever since the Angel came out, like I'm not gonna lie, like it made me fall even more in love with this club. So hearing that on a Wednesday night and not a Thursday night is so nice, so nice. But yeah, so let's move on. I'm not even gonna bring up the Fulham game. We're just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist. Let's talk about what's going to be coming up this weekend. This is a big weekend for us, and if anybody who knows me knows that I fucking hate Man United. I hate them almost as much as Spurs.
I think we all do, to be honest.
Yeah. So let's talk about this weekend. Doc, how you feeling about, are we going to be on the bounce? Are we going to try to take that result and let that motivate us? Or do you think it's going to be the same kind of shaky start as we've been seeing throughout the season?
It is all going to depend upon what Arteta decides for the lineup. It literally is going to all depend on that. Is he going to experiment more with the back line that we've been playing with, or if he's going to go back to the tried and tested and true back four of Zinchenko on the left, Gabriel and Saliba at the back, and then Ben White on the right? I think that's going to be where we're going to see, are we going to be playing well, or is it just going to be another experimental match? Because I think Arteta has been taking the first couple matches of the season to see what depth he has, what players he can rotate in and out of positions, not necessarily just a big old fuck you to other teams, like we don't care about playing you. I'm testing out different rotations and other stuff like that. But I think he's been assessing what we have at the back. And I don't like this Partey at right back that he's been doing. I think he needs to be in the middle. And then I think we need to have Declan Rice at the 8 and Odegaard at the 10. I think that's our best midfield that we have right now, because one of the areas that we've been missing the most is, unfortunately, the lack of Granit Xhaka in our midfield. The enforcer, the won't take no shit from another player. If one of our players gets tackled, he's the first player to be up in the other person's face. Like, we don't have that kind of grit this year. I think that's what we've been lacking in the midfield. So it's honestly going to come down to the lineup.
Yeah.
Whether or not Arteta is going to put out a solid lineup, or we're going to be doing more experimenting or not.
And I will say, just to build off of your enforcer comment, like I'm pretty sure Zinchenko is definitely going to find his way back at left back, and I definitely think he could be that candidate to slide into Granit's old role as the enforcer. But I'm going to use the talk of Zinchenko to segue to Ari, because their combo, their combo.
Yeah.
So Ari, what are your thoughts before the Man United game?
I think as long as I think I saw a stat saying like we've conceded in the first minute, or like the first couple of minutes in like 4 of our home games. So as long as we don't do any of that, as long as we're not giving up stupid goals that like are unnecessary, I think at home we should have the advantage. But like I've said in the past, I think United really their play style is very it counters ours in a way, in the fact that they have a lot of pace on the wings, and they like to counterattack, and we play a very high line. So I think if we're wary of those things, and we defend well against those things, and we're positioned well, we should come away with a win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Sammy, how are you feeling? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling a little reserved? What's going on?
I'm feeling confident, but I want to be reserved. I know Varane's out, and I know Luke Shaw is out, so that gives me a lot of confidence. And I really hope he just puts in Harry Maguire, and we'll have 12 people on the field. And somehow Harry Maguire has still gotten called up to the England national team, which I just don't understand.
Over Ben White.
Yeah, and so is Jordan Henderson, and that's a whole different issue. I just don't understand how Southgate chooses them. But regardless, I'm feeling confident, and I really think the back line is going to be the most important part of the lineup. And I hope Zinni makes the lineup instead of us putting Partey at right back, and we have that double pivot of him and Rice instead. And I feel that'll give us a much better control of the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is like another big mental statement game to show that like last season wasn't just a fluke, and we can go back-to-back winning ways.
Right. And
What about you, VK?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm feeling confident. I mean, I always feel confident against Man United. Man United is a small club in my eyes. All you American people that support Man United, you've never watched actual football. I'm just putting that out there. I will accept one person, and that is a guy that I play footy with, and that's because he's from Manchester. So he gets the pass. Everybody else, you cannot tell me that if you watched the Prem and you willingly chose Man United as your favorite team, you do not know ball. You do not know footy. You probably picked it because either David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo is your favorite footballer. That's all I'm going to say. But no, I'm confident. I'm blowing up everybody's spot right now. The one thing I do want to say that I want to point out that I think a lot of people are overlooking is the mental state of Man United right now. Rashford, clearly not happy. Bruno Fernandes having a lot of issues with the ref this year. That isn't being called, but it's being presented upon. I think we're seeing a lot of unsettlement in the Man United camp. And I think that might play a factor because they have had, I believe, one big test this season and they failed it. I think they're coming off of one win, one draw, one loss. If that is correct, I don't have my notes up currently, but I think again we have the upper hand. We're at home. We have the undefeated record. We have good mentality always. Like even when I think we brought this up in the last pod where Eddie's like, listen, Arteta's like, listen, I have to choose Eddie because his mentality is so strong where I don't care if I'm not playing. I just want Arsenal to win and I will do my best. I don't see Man United having that because we see Rashford pulling the Ozil treatment now. He gets subbed and he throws his gloves or he's hitting the chair or something like that, I just think that unrest is really going to unsettle them. I think Ten Hag is going to make the stupid mistake of playing Rashford in the 9 again, and he doesn't belong in the 9. And I think they're going to really struggle until they get a real number 9 at Man United. And they Martial is injury prone.
They got Hodgson, but he got hurt as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
When is he back?
2 months, right? After it should be after the break, I believe. After the international break. They tried Wout Weghorst. He was just warming up for his Burnley debut, part 2, this season. So I don't see this being a hard game. I think the game will be won, like you guys said, with the back line, and I think it'll also be won with the midfield. I think, as much as I hate to say it, right now, I firmly believe that Arsenal and Man United have the best midfield in the Prem. Because with De Bruyne being out, Man City is a close second to that, but I think
Newcastle's pretty good too.
Yeah, but they got their mistakes though. I watched them very closely against Man City and very closely against Liverpool. Newcastle's midfield got those mistakes in them. Like, so do we, but we know how to cover those. Like
if we play Havertz, we got those mistakes in us.
Listen.
Sorry.
Listen, I'm making a 180. I'm making a 180. I'm backing my boy Havertz. Havertz hat trick. I will bet $5 Havertz hat trick this week.
Holy!
I have 5.
I'll take you up on that.
5.
That's an easy.
All right.
I'll double that.
No. I meant on DraftKings.
Let's add a 0 to that. We go 50.
No, I'm not doing 50.
I'll throw $10 on a Havertz hat trick.
I have one question. I have one question. Who starts up top, Eddie or Jesus for you guys? Who starts up top?
Eddie.
It's got to be Eddie.
Hey, thank you. He deserves it.
The reason why I'm saying Eddie is just because I don't think Jesus is 100% yet. He's probably 85-90%, but I think Eddie needs to start. What about you guys? What are your reasonings for that?
Yeah,
same reason as you.
I agree.
Yeah. Honestly, personally, even if Jesus is 100%, I think Eddie has to lose the starting spot instead of Jesus winning it from. Like, if Eddie keeps on bagging goals and finishing chances, you can't take him off.
Yeah.
You can't.
1,000%.
Yeah, until either Jesus comes on and starts bagging goals himself or Eddie falls off, I think he needs to keep on starting because the chemistry is really, really good right now with him up top. I think we just need to straighten out our back line and we're golden.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, we have that conversation, the earlier consensus of, I think everybody agrees that Partey at right back needs to end. So who are we putting in the right back? Are we shifting White to the right back and then we're seeing the same back 4? Or are we going to see White stay in the middle? Because if it is a issue of Gabriel, which I don't think it is, will we see Tomiyasu slide to the right? Or what? You know what I mean? Are we confident though that it is going to be the same back 4?
I pray to God it is because Saka and Ben White have such good chemistry on the wing there. Whether it's Saka coming inside and White overlapping or White tucking in and them just playing off of each other, they've built up such a good chemistry from the last season. I don't see how we can keep White off of that right back position right now unless Timber is back.
Yeah.
Then that's another story. But Ben White needs to be at right back, and we looked so much more comfortable when Gabriel came in with his cameo. It was it last match or the match before? It was the match before.
Match before, correct.
It was against Crystal Palace, yeah. And we looked so much more comfortable at the back whenever he was next to Saliba and White was playing on the right. And I think we just need to see that back.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And I think it's a good sign that Arteta is subbing in Gabriel because that shows that he still has faith in him. I think when we were seeing the Ozil saga, the Aubameyang saga, all that, when you lose that faith, you're not even getting a sniff in the first team, even if you're on the bench. So I don't think he's fallen out of favor. I think he is just trying some new tactics, and unfortunately, Gabriel, because you can't bench Saliba. I think if he benched Saliba, we'd riot outside the Emirates. Yeah. But yeah, so let's talk about match prediction. And we kind of already talked about the predicted 11, but Sammy, let's start with you. Let's start with your predicted 11.
All right, I'm going to put... I really want to see Raya in goal. No offense to Ramsdale, but I don't know.
Raya in goal over Randy?
Yeah.
Over Randy?
I don't know, man. Ramsdale...
Keep on going. This is your 11. No, you go.
My 11? I'm just going to say it. Ramy's looking a little little tired right now, and I think he needs a wake up call, and I think that's why we have a good backup goalkeeper. I want to see
That's fair.
Zinni, Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba back four. Double pivot of Rice and Partey, playing that 10 position. Saka, Martinelli, and Eddie up top. And I want earlier subs this game. Like, nothing. Like, usually Arteta waits until the 70th and waits a little longer, but being like a Madrid fan too and watching Carlo do that, literally every time he's taken back over, he's waited till like the 80th minute. To the point where it's like, all right, it's always like we're waiting for the comeback now with the subs. But I need Gabby on. I want Everts to play with the under 21s. And I think we're good. I think I'm good with that.
Did he get the captain armband for the under 21s?
No. Why would he get that? You got to earn the captain armband.
Crazy. Captain, not even captaining the under 21s is wild.
He could learn something from them.
DK, what about you?
Bold words from Sammy. All right, my predicted 11. I'm gonna go Ramsdale in goal. I will say, I will go on record to say that this probably is his last opportunity before a wake-up call is needed. I don't want to say he was poor, but there was some shaky moments. Like, I really do think the first... I think both goals were preventable in the Fulham game, but more so the first one. I know he was kind of caught in no man's land, but do you have to be that far in no man's land when you have the front four just in front of you? I don't know. Again, there's a reason why I'm not Arsenal's manager. But I think Ramsdale and keeper. I'm going to say Zinni, of course, left back. I'm so excited to see him slide back into the team. I'm joining Ari on the Zinchenko train. I'm really starting to like him a lot. And then Saliba, Gabriel, White, then Partey, Rice in the middle, Odegaard in the 10. Actually, kind of the same as Sammy's. Not gonna lie, from here on, other than switching Raya and Ramsdale. I don't want to see Havertz in. I want to support him. I'm supporting him. I'm trying everything in my best to support him. But the other thing I will say is why we're not talking about Mudryk. Why are we talking about Havertz and not Mudryk? Mudryk's having the same.
Convenient.
Exactly.
On Arsenal.
Exactly.
They love to talk about Arsenal players struggling.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
We're not talking about Mudryk. We're not talking about Mudryk. Anthony, thank you. We're not talking about Anthony. Sancho. That's someone that I'm looking for. We're not talking about them, but we're talking about Havertz though. However, it is kind of valid that we are talking about Havertz at this moment. But no. If I'm being realistic, I do think Havertz is going to start somewhere. I don't know if that's in the 9, or I don't know if Partey's just going to be benched, period. I definitely think the sacrifice will be either Eddie or Partey. I cannot see Odegaard being benched. Obviously, he's the captain. And I can't see... I think if Rice gets benched, I think Arteta might get some flack from the Cronkies because they spent 110 million on him. So why is he not playing? So I do think those are going to be the two casualties of war for our warhorse Kai Havertz. But I think he's going to get a hat trick this weekend. So Ari, what are you feeling? What's your predicted 11?
So I think Arteta is going to be on his bullshit still. I think he's still going to be experimenting. So I'm going to go with what he went out with last week with Kiwior at left back, Saliba, Ben White, Partey at right back. We got Rambo in goal. I think we'll go Declan at the 6. I really think Fabio Vieira should get a go at the 8.
Yeah, that's a really good shout.
Odegaard at the 10. Martinelli on the left. Maybe actually, I think Trossard on the left. Saka on the right, and I think Eddie up top.
Before we get to you, Doc, real quick, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the Fulham game, but I want to bring this up really quickly. Do you think the Trossard sub was correct, Ari?
Yes. Yeah,
you do?
100%.
Okay.
Yes, I 100% think so.
Because I actually didn't. I thought Havertz should have been taken out before Trossard. But if you think...
I agree with that. But I think... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, Trossard did have a poor showing, but but I think it wasn't his fault. I think he just wasn't on the ball enough. The very few times he was on the ball, we did see some positive movement. We did see a lot of good, control with the ball. There's a couple drag backs that he pulled off that made space for runners and opportunities for him to take a shot. But again, I just don't think it was his fault. I think Havertz should have came off way before him. But that's interesting that you think that Trossard sub was warranted. Okay. All right, Doc. Spotlight's yours.
All right, so let's see. I think a majority of my lineup is going to be like Sammy's here, minus I'm going to have Ramsdale in goal. So we'll have Zinni on the left. We're just so much better whenever he's healthy.
Yeah.
Because he can slide into that midfield role seamlessly. He does such a good job of it. Defensively, he struggles a little bit more, but I think we're better with him on the field. Gabriel at the back, Saliba. I think we'll have Ben White at right back. I'm praying that we have Partey in, Odegaard at the 10, Rice at the 8. I would honestly really like to see Trossard start left wing. I don't think he should be playing 9 for us at all. If anything, it should be left wing or right next to Odegaard at the 10 or the 8. He should be sliding in there. I don't think he's going to suit our style of play playing at the 9. He's going to be much more lethal and effective playing on the wing. And I'd like to honestly see him get a start. Nketiah at the 9 and Saka on the right. I think that'll be a starting lineup. Like Ari, it would be nice to see Vieira get a shout and get a start. I think he deserves it for whenever he came on the Fulham match and how he did. But I don't think we're going to see him start the next match because it's going to be against United.
Yeah, for sure. And since you're in the spotlight, predictions, goal scorers, go ahead.
Oh, I think Eddie bagged another goal against United. I think it's going to be a 2-0. I think we win 2-0. I think, first, I think we're going to get a clean sheet finally at home, and I think it's much needed. So Eddie's going to bag a goal, and
Saka.
I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Rice first goal for Arsenal.
Oh, this is the second time you've made this prediction. This is the second time.
It's
make this
probably
prediction
gonna be wrong
every
again.
game.
I'm gonna do
Eventually, you'll be right.
Game. We get a pen. Put him on it.
We gotta speak it into existence. It's gotta happen.
True. All right.
Hey,
wonderful. And
you're
saying
we're scoring at least 3 goals with VKs.
Why'd you call me out like that? I'll go last. I don't want to talk about it. You want me to go? All right. No. So I'm coping and saying a hat trick with Havertz, but let me be realistic. I think it's going to be a 4-2 game. The reason why I say it's 4-2 to the Arsenal is just because I don't see Ramsdale keeping a clean sheet, not with the quality that Man United have, especially after, again, some of the shaky showings that he's seeing in some certain incidents, corners especially this year, I've been noticing. But I think he is the better keeper compared to Onana. I think we'll be singing Onana, what's his name, at the end of the game, and that'll be because he concedes 4. I just don't see his positioning going very well. I'm sorry, I'm making shit puns.
No, that's great. If he lets in 3 by Havertz, I will pay you $50.
I'll give you 50 as well.
Woo! All right, Havertz, please, my brother, bag.
I'll sell my house to you.
Yo, please.
I do that.
But no, if I'm gonna be realistic, I think Eddie is gonna bag. I'm gonna be just like Doc, and instead of Rice scoring, I think Odegaard's gonna score. I think then you know what? I'm gonna say Saka gets 1, and then I'm gonna say we're gonna see a center back goal. I think Man United set pieces are a little weak this year, and I think we're going to see either Saliba or I would hope Gabriel. But I'm going to put my money on Saliba. He's a clinical finisher, and then we can sing that chant we all love to do. So that's my prediction. So Sammy, what you got for me? What's your?
I'm going 3-1 to the Arsenal.
3-1. Okay.
I think, of course, Eddie opens it up. I got Saka and O on the score sheet, but just remember. Referee this weekend, Anthony Taylor, one of the worst, dude. Mike Dean, Anthony Taylor, and for La Liga watches, Hernandez.
how
don't
they
know who's
still
on
have their
VAR.
jobs is beyond.
I don't know who's on VAR, but I know Anthony Taylor.
It'd go United's way anyways, whoever.
And I think they're going to score a pen. I think it's going to be a bad call.
Probably.
Inconsistent. And Bruno's
Who's
literally
give
going
away
to
the
die.
pen?
Who's going to give away the pen? Probably Partey at right back if he starts. Or Kai Havertz off the bench.
I was gonna say
Kai Havertz on the bench gives away the penalty. I'm shitting him, but I really want him to succeed. But I think Bruno's going to score a pen. And I agree with Mark that Ram still hasn't been at his best in the box or at all this year compared to last year.
All right, Ari, let's hear it.
I think we squeeze out a 2-1 victory. I think a Saka pen, and I think I want to say an oval. And then for the other side, I think I want to say Bruno's gonna bag one because that guy's just a rat.
He's a rat, bro. Holy.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to the Arsenal.
2-1 to the Arsenal. 2-1. Alrighty.
So one thing I will say real quick though, I know we've been shitting on Havertz a lot. I think he just does need more time.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't know if I don't think starting him is the answer right now. I think he needs more time to develop in the system, and coming off the bench would be one of the best ways for him to do that.
Yeah,
personally.
1,000%.
I think we said in the group chat he has to unlearn his Chelsea football, which is like
yes,
been
he spent too much time there.
He spent too much time. Forgot how to play footy.
Yeah.
For Germany, he's like decent. So
yeah.
I just don't think we should be playing him at the false nine.
No.
I just don't know what role he fits into because like he's not a 9, like he's not really a midfielder, like he's not really a winger, so like
not a football player.
Like where do you play him?
Stick him in between the sticks, bro. But in between
like,
the sticks, we'll see.
I think at
give him the glove.
I think in Germany, I think he was either playing as like a false 9 underneath a striker or like as a 10, but I just don't see where he fits into our system. I don't know why we shelled out 75 mil for him when like we have the likes of Emil or Fabio, but you know,
that's
it is
facts.
what it is.
That's facts. Before we wrap up, and I open the floor to you guys for any final comments, I just want to shout out congratulations to our Gooners for winning some Premier League awards. Bukayo Saka, PFA Young Player of the Year, and then Odegaard, Ramsdale, Saka, and Saliba being in the Premier League Team of the Year, which honestly, well deserved. I don't think you could 100%. Have had a Team of the Year without them. You know, I think there was even a little bit of a shout from Martinelli in there as well. But when you look at the other people that won it, you know, he was in good company. So I think congratulations to them. That heartwarming video of the fans saying we'd much rather not sell Saka than win the league. It was very heartwarming. I don't know if you guys seen that video. It makes me cry every time.
I loved it. Yeah.
I really hope Saka becomes like an Henry, you know, but like doesn't leave.
Like, no, I don't see him leaving, honestly. And maybe that's just me praying and hoping, but I think he's gonna be a club legend.
Yeah,
I really do.
I want to see a statue of him outside the Emirates. Not even gonna lie. Like when the England win Euros because of him next summer. Like
when he leads us to the treble this season. Like not even.
Oh, you mean the quintuple that we're still in the running for?
Yeah, not Spurs though, because they lost already.
That was crazy, bro.
There goes the treble, man.
Chelsea almost choked as well.
Yeah, choking Chelsea.
They had to rely on a goalkeeper mistake.
Yeah, literally.
Wild. But speaking of Champions League, real quick, I saw that we have the 4th best odds to win the Champions League this year at 10-1.
10-1.
Where do you guys think we're going to be finishing the Champions League this year? What do you think would be respectable?
I just want to know who's in front of us. Who do they have projected in front of us?
City.
Yeah.
City, Madrid.
Real?
Yeah, and then Bayern.
City and Bayern. No, I don't actually think it's Bayern.
No?
It's City, Madrid, and...
It can't be PSG.
I was say it's not PSG. There's no way.
It's not PSG.
There's no way Barcelona's ahead of us.
Right now.
There's no shot Barcelona's ahead of us.
I didn't think it was Bayern. I didn't think Bayern was up there. But I don't know who else it would be. I could be completely wrong. Wait on you, Sammy.
No, it's Madrid, Bayern, City.
Yeah.
And then we're
It is
fourth.
Bayern. Okay.
Yeah.
10-1 though. That's pretty good
10-1.
odds. I like
That's
that.
good.
I might stick
Honestly,
a little hundo on it.
Like I said, with all the injuries Real's having,
Bro, come on.
Kevin De Bruyne out for City, it's our year to shine, baby.
Harry Kane playing for Bayern, who doesn't like to win against Arsenal. Like,
Trophyless Kane.
So where do we finish? Then?
I'll take anything.
What do you guys think is respectable?
Quarterfinals. I'll be happy. Like the first year we're back, we get to quarters. Mark wants to win.
I want to win as well.
I want to win,
think
but
realistically, a very good spot for us to get to would be semis.
Semis, quarter. Yeah.
I agree with Doc. I think semis is the realistic. However, I need to see that Mickey Mouse trophy in our cabinet. I need to. I think Chelsea finished in 6th and they won it or something like that. Like, please, like, let it happen.
I'm tired of getting bantered by other clubs for us.
I know.
We could get trophy.
We could get the star on the top of the badge. Like, that'd be sick. I would love that.
That would look sexy.
I would
That would
love
look
that.
sexy.
Oh my.
Oh.
Alrighty. Any other closing thoughts, lads?
Yo, fuck
that's it
UEFA
for
for
me.
their new format of the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
True.
you,
I'm not gonna even lie. I didn't.
We
even
have
look
to
into
win it this
but-
year now.
Yeah.
What's the? Can you educate me and some of the other listeners? What's the new?
Yeah. It's just like a big group stage where it's 36 teams, top 8.
It's more
qualify.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, more games, and then I think 9 to whatever 36 do like a playoff thing, and then or whatever how it works. Then it goes back to being like the regular quarterfinals, semifinals. But basically, it's just a big
more
group
games.
stage. There's no pots or anything.
Yeah. So
That sounds
basically,
crazy.
as I said, basically we need to top our group because we don't want to add
It's
more
basically
fixtures.
it's basically a league in itself.
Exactly.
How do the fixtures work then? They're just like randomized. If it's like 1 through 30, whatever.
That I actually don't
now.
know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
But it's dog shit compared. Why are we changing something that was never fucking broken?
It adds over 100 more games because it's the money, bro.
True.
Fuck UEFA, fuck
It's
capitalism.
so frustrating. It's like, okay, so they were so against the Super League and everything that was happening, and now they're just making like the Champions League, trying to turn it into a Super League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
And fuck
And all the
this.
players are going to be miserable because that's so many more games.
We're gonna
for them
see
to
some-
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see so many more injuries.
Facts. And fuck the Spanish FA too. That's a whole nother conversation.
And Luis Rubiales, bro.
Exactly.
You're scum.
Exactly.
Keep adding to the list.
Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them.
And fuck Spurs.
If you ain't Arsenal, we don't want you. Fuck Spurs.
And Havertz if he doesn't score a hat trick. Yo, just kidding.
Wait, no, we don't want him to score a hat trick. I don't want to pay 50.
Yo, I'm
I'd
going to sell
rather
my
pay
house.
50 than.
Bro, that'd be a great day. I want that in writing, by the way. I want that,
fun.
especially the house. I would love that.
Yo,
That's
yo,
all right. I got a couch.
All right,
I got
guys.
nothing else.
All right. So this has been the Good Has Gone Wild podcast. Again, all 4 of us again tonight, 2 weeks in a row
With Cam.
with cameras.
cams.
With cameras. We will
look
see you
good.
guys. We will see you guys in the post match reaction because I'm sure we'd be doing a post match reaction for as big of a game this is. Yeah, take it easy. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, come on, you Gooners!
Come on, you Gunner.
Let's go!
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, got to.
Phew.